Hey everyone, welcome back to ATW Travels. I'm Tony. Today we start out driving to Hellesylt and we take you on a breathtaking journey across the Geirangerfjord. It's one of Norway's most iconic fjords from Hellesyt to Geiranger.
Oh, Hollwood. There's the.
Oh, that's funny.
Ooh, that was pretty. There's that.
So a little bit of tidbit there. The breathtaking motorcycle stunt in Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1, where Tom Cruise launches off a mountain in a motorcycle, that was filmed in a village right near Hellesyt, Norway. We are in Hellesylt with an MSC Euribia Cruise ship. We got lucky that day. There was a cruise ship that was docked there in Hellesyt when we arrived, and as big cruise fans ourselves, it was a fun surprise to see it nestled there at the end of the fjord. It made us feel right at home.
It's a big cruise ship.
Yeah, it's neat seeing it here between the mountains. We've always seen it by the Caribbean Sea.
We wouldn't know that this town is out here.
Yeah. People are just walking in the middle of the road. Yeah, we went through mountain passes and it was all mountains, and all of a sudden the road just opened up and then you see everything.
Oh, a ton of people are on that bus. This man.
200 meters, turn right onto Hellesylt.
We purchased the ticket for the ferry to go across to Geiranger from a website called Norway's Best, and they're pretty good. They offer different, tours and adventures that you can book through, and you have to make sure when you're booking your ticket you pick the right direction, whether you're going from Hellesyt to Geiranger or Geiranger to Hellesyt. So the tickets there will in the drop down will tell you which direction you're going, and then once you pick that, you pick the day that you want to go and you pick the times. There's multiple times available. I think the ferries leave every hour or so, hour and a half, and the journey takes about an hour to go across. When you arrive to Hellesyt, you can park your vehicle in one of the 6 lanes that will then, once the ferry arrives, they'll start loading them from left to right. So we got lucky, we were in the 2nd lane and we got a pretty good spot. Where are we?
We're on the ferry to Geiranger.
Yeah, this thing is huge. We were the 2nd car. There's going to be a bunch of RVs. We bought the ticket online for this. It was, I think, $100 or $70. And you do get your tickets up ahead of time. And you can go up here and let's see what they have. And then we'll be able to kind of be up on the deck and watch everybody and go around. So there's restrooms here. We made it to the top deck, but it's already packed. There's another deck below, but not enough seating in that area. And we're off. We are leaving Hellesyt. Our trip to Geiranger will probably be about an hour. The views from the ferry were really just beautiful. There was so much beautiful scenery. We had a fun time cruising across the Geirangerfjord from Hellesyt to Geiranger. It felt like a mini cruise with just beautiful views all around. Have you taken this ferry before? Let us know in the comments. And right before we arrived to Geiranger, we went inside and got a snack at the cafe that they have. It was pretty good. All right, we made it inside the ferry, and they have a little cafeteria area or snack area. And Andrew got a pizza, and I got a bacon and cheese hot dog. It's nice in here, and you get to see our all around.
Are we going to that skywalk?
When we got to Geiranger, we were there for a little bit and then did a little bit of souvenir shopping, and then we drove up to, it was about a 10-minute drive up in the opposite direction of where we came from, and the place, it's a viewpoint, it's Flydalsjuvet, I think that's how it's pronounced. Alright, so we drove up about 10 minutes away from the port of Geiranger. You could hear the water gushing. You could see it between the mountains right there. And you get, of course, the mountains, the snow. But when you look at that view, wow, it is amazing. So that's the town of Geiranger. That's where we took the ferry all the way from Hellesyt. We came here and drove up. After stopping for a little bit at the breathtaking viewpoint, we continued along the road up the mountains, and we just wanted to go and see how high we could go and how far the road would take us. We were hoping to go to a viewpoint that was really high up called Dalsniba. We just weren't sure if it was closed or not due to snow. So anyway, we just kept driving, and it was a beautiful view. Andrea's happy. She found her snow.
Oh my gosh, look how far my leg's going. We made it. We're at the top of the mountain.
And we are going all the way to Dalsniba. Hopefully it's open.
Well, look at all the snow. Look how high it is. It's as high as the car.
Oh, wow.
Whoa. Oh my gosh, it's as high as the car.
And coming from South Texas, obviously seeing this much snow, especially in May, was pretty cool for us. It was really neat to see all the snow.
We're in the mountain. We're on the top of the mountain where the snow is.
We got lucky because this road, I believe, was closed until a few days ago. So they did open it up. And it's, yeah, fresh snow.
I tested it.
This right here is a lake. It's covered with snow right now. We are at this location, 1,030 meters above sea level, which is about 3,300 feet. And we're going to see if this road is open to go all the way up to the top to Dalsniba. Doesn't look like it is, but we will try and see if we can go up there. Then unfortunately we did find out that the road was closed, but it was still pretty neat. We did make it as high as we could go, and then we headed back to Geiranger. So in the town of Geiranger, if you're going, I don't know which way this is, but away from the town, there is a public restroom, and it has a turnstile. And so if you want to use it, you have to pay 22 krone. Yeah, you just tap the credit card and you go in. It is clean, but just, yeah, be aware of that. And after driving through Geiranger again, we drove up to Ørnesvingen. You could see it here. It's that windy road at the very end. It's another challenging road. It's pretty narrow, a lot of hairpin turns, but once you get there, the view is just amazing. We made it all the way to Ørnesvingen. Hopefully we're pronouncing that right. And we were down there. That's the town of Geiranger. That's the boat. That's the ferry that we took this morning that came all the way through Geirangerfjord from Hellesylt. So we came through these windy ways. These are the Seven Sisters waterfall right there. And earlier we were up on the other side of Geiranger on that mountain. We went all the way up, came down, and came back up. Andrea, how has your experience been with the heights?
It makes my legs all wobbly like. It's amazing though.
So coming up, we had about 10 hairpin turns. They were pretty sharp, but luckily there was nobody following us or holding us up. Geirangerfjord. It goes all the way around and then to the left. We drove to our last Airbnb, and then we got on our last ferry for the day, which was neat. We noticed also that a lot of the ferries, you can go inside and they have a little food kiosk with beverages and food, and it's self-serve, so it's all based on the honor system. So you get stuff and then you pay for it right there. We are on another ferry going to our Airbnb, the tiny house, and I guess they have items here. It's like a self-serve. You get, and then you pay. This is our tiny house Airbnb. We are sitting outside enjoying this beautiful view, but also because when we came in, we noticed that they had not cleaned the linens or the sheets. So we messaged the host. He apologized, and so now the cleaning girl, she's in there, so she's taking care of that. But little mishaps, but overall, a very nice place. This Airbnb was a tiny house. It was a tiny cabin, and it was in the town of Valldal, and it was really neat. First time for us staying in a tiny house cabin. Alright, and this was interesting. This was really something cool that we noticed. We had never seen these. They're like little Roombas, but they're lawnmowers, and we saw a couple of them, and the first time we saw one, we were like, whoa, what is that? And then we saw it, a couple of times later. So this was near the tiny cabin. Well, that concludes this video. Thank you so much for watching and coming along with us on our adventures. Be sure to tune in for our next video where we take one of the world's most scenic train rides. And remember, until next time, enjoy your travels. It's your journey. It's your story.